What if I told you that right now, there are more living creatures on your hand than there are humans on the entire planet? We are surrounded by a hidden universe. It's a world we can't see, can't feel, and can't touch, but it shapes everything about our lives, our health, and our planet. This is the story of bacteria, the microscopic engineers, the silent destroyers, the powerful healers, and the true architects of life. If you stay with me until the end of this video, I promise you, you will never look at your own body or the world around you in the same way again. Before there were trees, before dinosaurs roamed the earth, before the continents themselves had even drifted into their current positions, bacteria were here. They are among the most ancient life forms on our planet, thriving for billions of years. We often think of them as simple, single-celled organisms, but that simplicity is deceptive. These tiny life forms are masters of survival. Bacteria can move, they can hunt, they can communicate with each other, they can build complex communities, and they can adapt faster than any other creature known to science. Their resilience is absolutely staggering. Some species make their home in the scorching heat of volcanic vents, where temperatures would melt lead. Others are found frozen in Arctic ice, perfectly preserved and able to reanimate after thousands of years. There are bacteria that live miles deep underground, in total darkness, having never felt the touch of sunlight. And right now, as you watch this, trillions of them are living on and inside you. Your body is not just your own. It is a bustling, sprawling metropolis for an entire civilization of bacteria, an ecosystem we call the microbiome. They coat your skin, forming a protective shield. They line your mouth. And most famously, they populate your gut in numbers that are almost impossible to comprehend. These bacteria aren't just passive tenants paying rent. They are active participants in what makes you, you. They are essential for breaking down the food you eat, extracting nutrients that your own cells can't. They train your immune system, teaching it how to distinguish friend from foe. And here's something that might surprise you. They can even influence your mood and your mind. The connection between our gut and our brain is one of the most exciting frontiers in science. The bacteria in your gut produce neurotransmitters, the very same chemicals your brain uses to regulate emotions, like serotonin and dopamine. This means that the balance of microbes inside you can affect whether you feel happy, anxious, or stressed. Have you ever had a sudden, intense craving for something sweet or savory? Well, sometimes that craving isn't coming from you. It's your gut bacteria sending signals to your brain, demanding their favorite type of fuel. It's like having a tiny, invisible army inside you with its own culinary preferences. Scientists are now starting to view the microbiome as a newly discovered organ, one as vital as your heart or liver. In fact, if you were to count all the genes in your body, the bacterial genes would outnumber your human genes by more than 100 to 1. We are, in a very real sense, more microbe than human. And this isn't a bad thing. In fact, we couldn't live without them. When we hear the word bacteria, our minds often jump straight to disease and infection. But that's like judging all of humanity based on a handful of criminals. The truth is, the overwhelming majority of bacteria are not only harmless, but are absolutely essential for life on Earth to exist. Let's start with the very air we breathe. Billions of years ago, ancient bacteria called cyanobacteria started pumping out oxygen as a waste product. They terraformed our entire planet, creating the oxygen-rich atmosphere that allowed complex life, including us, to evolve. Without them, we simply wouldn't be here. On land, bacteria are the foundation of healthy soil. They break down dead organic matter, recycling nutrients and making them available for plants to absorb. Without this constant work, our forests and farms would grind to a halt. They form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, helping them draw in nitrogen, a crucial building block for life. They also protect our bodies. The bacteria on your skin act as a living barrier, crowding out and fighting off more dangerous pathogens that could cause infections. And then there's our food. So many of the foods we love owe their existence to bacteria. That tangy flavor in your yogurt, that's from bacteria fermenting milk. The complex, savory taste of aged cheese, bacteria. The healthy, bubbly goodness of kimchi, kombucha, and sauerkraut, all thanks to our bacterial friends. Even chocolate and coffee depend on bacteria to ferment the beans and develop their rich, delicious flavors. But their role goes far beyond the dinner table. In medicine and technology, we are just beginning to unlock the incredible potential of bacteria. We are using specific strains to fight cancer, training them to target and destroy tumor cells. We're deploying oil-eating bacteria to clean up catastrophic spills in our oceans, turning toxic pollution into harmless byproducts. Scientists are engineering bacteria to produce biofuels, creating a renewable energy source from waste. They even produce many of our life-saving antibiotics. It's a beautiful irony. We use bacteria to create the very weapons we use to fight other, more dangerous bacteria. The future of medicine may involve personalized bacterial cocktails prescribed by a doctor to rebalance your microbiome and treat everything from digestive issues to mental health disorders. One day, a bacterium might just save your life. Of course, it's not all sunshine and yogurt. Bacteria have a dark side, and it's one that poses a growing threat to humanity. Their greatest strength, their ability to adapt and evolve at lightning speed, is also what makes them so dangerous. While it takes humans millions of years to evolve, a bacterial population can evolve in minutes. They can pass genes back and forth like they're trading playing cards. This is how a harmless bacterium can suddenly acquire the tools to become a deadly pathogen. This genetic swapping is the engine behind one of the biggest public health crises of our time, antibiotic resistance. Here's how it works. When we use an antibiotic, it kills off most of the targeted bacteria. But if just one bacterium, by random chance, has a mutation that allows it to survive, it will live on and multiply. Soon, you have an entire population of bacteria that is immune to that drug. What is even scarier is that this resistant bacterium can then share its survival gene with other bacteria, even different species. It's like they're distributing blueprints for a superpower. As a result, medicines that we have relied on for decades are becoming less and less effective. Infections that were once easily treatable, like pneumonia or urinary tract infections, are becoming life-threatening again. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people die from antibiotic-resistant infections, and that number is climbing fast. Some experts are warning that the next global pandemic might not be caused by a virus, but by a superbug of bacterium that we have no way to defeat. To truly appreciate the power and resilience of bacteria, we have to travel to the most extreme environments on Earth, places where we once thought life was impossible. Journey with me deep into the ocean, to the crushing darkness of the seafloor. Here, near volcanic vents that spew out superheated water reaching for 100 degrees Celsius, entire ecosystems thrive without a single ray of sunlight. The foundation of this life, bacteria, they chemosynthesize, creating energy not from light, but from the toxic chemicals gushing from the Earth's crust. Now, let's go to toxic lakes so acidic they could dissolve metal. Here too, we find bacteria, living as if they're in a paradise. We find them encased in salt crystals, buried under miles of ice, and in rocks deep within the Earth's crust. Some even produce their own light, creating the magical, glowing blue waves you sometimes see in the ocean at night. These incredible organisms are called extremophiles, and they completely rewrite our definition of life. They show us that life is tenacious, adaptable, and can exist in places we never dreamed of. This has huge implications for our search for life beyond Earth. If bacteria can thrive in the hellish conditions of a volcanic vent, could they also exist in the subsurface oceans of Jupiter's moon Europa, or in the briny water beneath the polar ice caps of Mars? In fact, bacteria might be our key to becoming an interplanetary species. Engineers at NASA and other space agencies are studying how we can use microbes to support human colonies on other planets. Imagine using bacteria that can eat Martian rock and excrete oxygen, or bacteria that can purify wastewater and fertilize soil to grow food. We could even program bacteria to produce a biocement, mixing with Martian dust to create bricks and building materials for our first off-world habitats. This isn't science fiction, it's a field called synthetic biology. We can now edit bacterial DNA and program them like tiny, living computers. We can turn them into microscopic factories that produce drugs, create advanced materials, and generate clean energy. The screen on your future smartphone, parts of it might be grown using bacteria. Let's end with a few mind-blowing facts to put their scale into perspective. Scientists estimate there are about 5 million trillion bacteria on Earth. That's a 5 followed by 30 zeros. Their total weight is greater than that of all plants and animals combined. Your own body contains more bacterial cells than human cells. Some bacteria can survive doses of radiation 1,000 times stronger than what would instantly kill a human. And if left unchecked, with unlimited resources, a single bacterium could multiply so fast that its descendants would cover the entire surface of the Earth in just 24 hours. They are small, but they are mighty. So the next time you wash your hands, touch your phone, or eat your favorite cheese, take a moment. Remember the hidden, invisible universe that is constantly at work all around you and inside of you. Bacteria are not just germs to be feared, they are our ancestors, our partners, and a fundamental part of what it means to be alive. They are the past, and they are most certainly our future. If you enjoy having your mind blown by deep science explained in a way you've never heard before, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Let's continue to explore the invisible world together. Thanks for watching.